So there's an area around AI readiness that showed some really interesting data. So one of the things we do is we have about 10 to 12 demographic information questions. So when I look at who succeeds and who doesn't succeed, who says they're ready, partially ready, then I can slice and dice this by how big is your company? What industry are you in? What are your budgets, right? All of these different factors, I can look and compare what those results look like. So when it came to AI readiness, here's what I can say. I can say AI readiness does not predict AI success, which is different than what the industry keeps telling us, right? So how's that possible? It's kind of counter, right? Because we have readiness. We want to prepare. We want to look at our environments, our data foundations. We want to measure our readiness because that's what we've been hearing for the last year. How do we be ready for adopting AI, implementing, and moving forward with that? So what I found was this is not correlating. So when we started to, what are some of the questions or the answers, numbers I came up with? Because the outcomes told a different story. People who self-assessed their readiness were saying that 74% of them rate themselves as mostly or fully AI ready. So if I add up those two categories. Yet, if 3/4 of them are saying they're AI ready, half of them have success that are less than 50%. That's a big mismatch. How is so much readiness not yielding a corresponding amount of success? So when we looked at the failures in that group that said, hey, we're not being successful with our AI initiatives, 77% of those said it was because of data issues. So, okay, so data is becoming the underlying issue here. So we trace it back to all the different facets and dimensions of data, managing data, and then we said, okay, but still, if we're talking about the issues that we say or why we were not successful is because of data, how can we say that we have AI readiness scoring at 74%? So confidence is high, but then delivery is not. That's what I was looking at. So spending 2 days with you guys, talking, discussing all of these kinds of things, saying, wow, why is this? So one of the first things I have to do, right, talking to my data therapists in this group, is really say, okay, where's this false confidence coming from? So hopefully this is legible on the chart. I still wanted to show it all, but we have the different dimensions here. And what we have ranked is the dark blue being mostly or fully ready, and then not ready or partially. And you can see data accessibility, 74%. Data quality and accuracy is at 72%. So this is another one where I'm like 72% of the people say they're mostly or fully ready with their data quality and accuracy. Yet what we hear in the news all the time, data quality is the #1 issue why AI is failing. Well, let's think of it this way. This is how people are assessing their data quality, right? So we don't know if that's really what their data quality is, but this is what people think their data quality is. Data security. That's the third one there at 70%. And then the ones that I expected to be higher up on this list were semantic definitions, metadata, right? Trust scoring. I thought those were going to be up at the top, for, hey, these are things where we're measuring readiness, so we know what that means for AI, so that should be higher up. And it was kind of mid-tier. And then we heard Sanjeev talking this morning about unstructured data, and I heard about the importance of that from other presenters throughout this, that's the key, that's the gold mine that we have to tackle. Their readiness there is the lowest score, 63% of their unstructured data. So, like I said, I'm sitting back, I'm looking at this data, I have to think, well, what's Joe, my data therapist, going to say about this, right? That's the voice in my head. What is Joe going to say? I'm going to do my Joe voice. Well, if data quality and lineage and governance disciplines were practiced for the last 30 years, this isn't new. You're not telling me something new. So why are these AI initiatives failing on exactly those dimensions, right? That's what you guys are thinking. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, we get this. We've been around. So one of the things that I kind of start to think about this and poke holes in this and look at this data, well, I'm like, well, maybe, and I heard it here. I heard it in other presentations that validated what I was coming in thinking with this, which was the data quality frameworks that we built and we measured were really built for monthly reporting, for data and analytics. It wasn't really reporting or based on what AI needs quality to be. It was based on what we needed data and analytics to be. It's the same with governance. Governance, audit trails, policies, compliance. Is that the same way we define governance when it comes to AI? No. We heard today, new thing. Focus on the outputs, right? Look at the outcomes. Do governance on the outputs. And that's because we're focused on the inputs when it comes to governance. So when we assess ourselves, we're thinking in terms of, hey, we have a program, right? We should be ready to go into this, but we're really not for AI.